Sponsored by Bangja, Sustainable Business Development in Harmony with the Environment and Society.
Economic corridors crisscrossing throughout the greater Mekong sub-region are major channels of transportation that define connectivity in this region. We have an overview of the newest corridor in the region, the Hanoi Shenzhen route, right here for you.
For the first time, buses and trucks will be able to cross overland between the rugged southern regions of China and the remote northern regions of Vietnam using a 1,300-kilometer route spanning from Hanoi to Shenzhen, made possible through a road transport agreement between the two countries. The new transport agreement will have a profound impact not only on bilateral trade and tourism, but also on greater Mekong sub-region transport facilitation, said Yushu Feng, principal economist, regional cooperation at the Asian Development Bank, which facilitated the bilateral road transport agreement in line with GMS transport facilitation initiatives. This is a key milestone for regional cooperation. The new agreement will ease restrictions on trucks and buses traveling between major economic zones in PRC's Yunnan Province, Guangxi Chuang Autonomous Region, Guangdong Province, and 6 provinces in Vietnam, including Lang Son and Quang Ninh provinces, and the cities of Hanoi and Haiphong. Previously, transport operators were only allowed to travel up to 20 kilometers into each other's territories. Since August 2012, each country has been able to issue up to 15,100 permits for trucks and buses to travel within the border province area, and each other will be able to issue up to 500 permits for trucks and buses that can go to inland provincial areas. Another significant route connecting Kunming to Hanoi and Haiphong and governed by the same agreement was inaugurated in Kunming on 16 August 2012. In 2011, road transport volume between China and Vietnam through the Yu Friendship Border Gate was as much as 1 million tons for goods, and around 726,000 passengers traveled overland between both countries. Transport volume is expected to increase with the newly implemented road transport agreement. To accommodate market demand, the permit quota for 2013 will be increased accordingly. Bilateral transport agreements among GMS member countries are building blocks for an all-encompassing GMS cross-border trade agreement, which aims to remove impediments to regional trade and development. The GMS sub-region, bound together by the Mekong River, covers an area about the size of Western Europe and has a combined population larger than that of the U.S.
Senior economist of the Asian Development Bank, Yushu Feng, talks with us more about the details of the routes.
So, Mr. Yushu Feng, can you explain us a little bit in details about this Hanoi Shenzhen route, please?
Hanoi Shenzhen route is part of the bilateral agreement between China and Vietnam, which they revised in recent days. As you may know, that from August 22, the two countries implementing this new road transport agreement. From Shenzhen, as you know, is the dynamic city next to Hong Kong, and Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam. So this route is from Hanoi to Shenzhen, which will cross 3 provinces in China, that is Guangxi and Guangdong, and also Shenzhen. Shenzhen as a special economic zone of China. And also we have another route that is Kunming to Hanoi and Haiphong. Hanoi Shenzhen, this route is about 1,300 kilometers, and which 1,100 kilometers is highway in China. This is a link with Vietnam's capital Hanoi to Shenzhen, the city next to Hong Kong, a dynamic city in China, and also is a special economic zone in China, and which cross 2 provinces. One is Guangxi province, another one is Guangdong.
Right. So how about the economic impact? Like economically, how can the route connect the CLMV countries as a whole with the southern part of China?
Yeah. This route, when open, it will have a profound impact to not only to both countries, but also to the region. Because through the friendship gate, they call it Youyi Guan, that border city is very dynamic also, which transport about 1 million ton a year, and also about 7,200 passengers every year. Almost one, let me put it this way. That border is very dynamic and transport about 1 million ton a year and almost 1 million passengers through that border. With this new route open, I believe the trade, investment, and tourism will also booming accordingly.
So can you briefly give an outline or the outlook of the progress of this route, like how progressive it is now?
Sorry.
Like how does it go with the functioning of the road, of the improvement of?
The Hanoi to Shenzhen, this route, as I mentioned, is about 1,300 kilometers, and there will be 1,100 kilometers is a highway covering several provinces of China. So this route is very good condition, and also Vietnam's route from Hanoi to Lansang, that section is also in the highway, but they are not in the highway, but they plan to upgrade in the near future. In a few years, it will have another highway route parallel to that route.
So what do you think of the actually societal impact? Like with this road connection, how does it impact people along the way? Do you think it will improve their livelihood, reduce poverty gap or stuff?
Yes, you're right. I think along this route open, all the local people of the region will benefit about this one. First is a more dynamic transportation, which will bring them more opportunities, and because of the investment and also tourism. And also the people can travel easily. For example, from Hanoi to Nanning, they can go by bus now. Now, actually, they are sending the tickets already, and we are expecting that in the next few months, from Hanoi can directly go to Shenzhen by bus. Now is only for goods transportation, and also, as you may know, a lot of Vietnamese working in the Shenzhen on the economic route. So it's easy for them to come back and forth to provide the mobility of the people.
Right. How about air connectivity between Hanoi and Shenzhen? Is there any direct flight?
No, so far not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, not
but
yet.
Any future prospect?
That one, we are not so sure about that.
Is now, created as as asphalt road, or is the road very functional, very good?
The road is very good condition, as I mentioned, and is highway. Is the highway, especially in the China area. The Vietnamese side, they have a normal road of that, but they are preparing an upgrade highway parallel to that normal way. Is on the discussion.
The road connection will also enhance the trade community between the Haiphong port and then the Hong Kong port.
Haiphong port, yes, if they, for example, if the goods will transform from Haiphong, they will go to Hanoi, and then from Hanoi to go to Nanning and go to Shenzhen. There is a possibility for them to do so.
So there's connection. There's connection.
Yeah, connection.
I see.
We'll be back for more with new visions on the new corridor. To transform a transport corridor into a full-fledged economic corridor is already challenging, but to build a high-speed railway along the corridor is another ambitious plan.